Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you today about something that's deeper than attraction, deeper than just chemistry, deeper than the surface stuff you see on the outside. I'm talking about the soul, yes, the very essence of a man that connects with the essence of a woman. Now, when a man's soul has already chosen you, you feel it. You don't just hear it. You don't just see it. You feel it in your bones. And I want you to pay attention because these are signs that most people overlook, signs that are invisible to the eye but undeniable to the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about peace, real peace. I'm not talking about the kind of peace you get after a long day when you flop down on the couch and your feet finally stop aching. No, I'm talking about a deep soul-level peace that wraps itself around your heart, that makes you feel safe and cherished in a way you can't even put into words. Now, you might be asking yourself, Steve, how do I know when I'm feeling that kind of peace? Well, let me break it down for you. When a man's soul has chosen you, you feel this peace the moment you step into his presence. It's subtle at first, almost like a whisper, but it grows stronger with every interaction, every glance, every laugh shared. It's not about perfection, because nobody is perfect, but it's about consistency and reliability. I want you to understand something about peace. Peace is a signal. It's a signal that says, I am here. I am steady. I am choosing you. And that choosing isn't just about showing up when it's convenient. Oh no, ladies, it's showing up even when it's inconvenient. It's the way he answers your calls late at night, even when he's tired, because he knows that your heart matters. It's the way he remembers the little things, your favorite coffee, the way you like your music, the way you need space sometimes, but also need closeness at other times. That kind of attention, that kind of care creates a calm in your soul that nothing else can imitate. And let me tell you, you'll feel it before he even says a word. You'll just know. Now, I need you to understand that this kind of peace is different from being passive or being taken for granted. Some people confuse peace with laziness or indifference. But real peace, the kind I'm talking about, is active. It's alive. It's a force that protects your heart from unnecessary worry, doubt, and anxiety. When a man's soul has chosen you, you don't walk on eggshells. You don't have to guess whether he's committed or whether he's interested. You don't have to analyze every text message or every social media post. There's a certainty there, a calm assurance that frees you to just be yourself. You can laugh without overthinking, you can cry without fear of judgment, and you can dream without hesitation, because you know he's not just watching your building together. Ladies, let me be honest with you. The world is full of people who will create noise, drama, and confusion in your life. There are people who will make you question your worth, who will leave you wondering if you're enough. But when a man's soul has chosen you, he brings quiet to that chaos. He's like a lighthouse in the storm. Even when life is tossing waves at you from every direction, even when the world is loud and unpredictable, you feel that calm anchor inside him, and it steadies you. That is a sign, ladies, a deep, spiritual sign, that you are in the presence of someone whose heart and soul are fully aligned with yours. I want you to picture this. You come home after a long, stressful day. Traffic was insane. Your boss was on your back. Maybe somebody cut you off on the way home, and you're carrying all that weight in your shoulders. Now, imagine walking in, and there he is. Not because he's perfect or because he's trying to fix your problems, but because he just is. He sits there. He smiles at you. He asks you how your day went, not just because it's polite, but because he truly cares. And somehow just seeing him, just feeling his presence, makes the tension in your shoulders melt. That's not coincidence, ladies. That's peace. That's a man's soul choosing you and showing up for you in the quiet, profound ways that matter more than grand gestures. And let me tell you, this peace doesn't just make you feel good in the moment. It transforms the way you see love. When a man's soul has chosen you, love stops feeling like a gamble. It stops feeling like a game of chance or a roll of the dice. Instead, it becomes steady, reliable, and nourishing. You start to trust yourself more because you can trust him. You stop doubting your instincts because your heart is being respected. And when that kind of peace enters your life, it spreads into every other area of your world. You sleep better. You work better. you love better. You don't have to question whether you're being too much or too low because he has already chosen to. Hold all of you, not just the parts that are easy to love. Now, I want you to really listen to this. Peace isn't just about comfort. It's about alignment. It's about knowing that the man standing before you, the man whose soul has already made its decision, is not just interested in the good times. He's not just there for the fun, for the passion, for the fleeting moments of excitement. He's there for the long haul. And that kind of commitment, that kind of deep soul level choosing is rare. It's precious. And when you feel it, you can't ignore it. You can't fake it. You can't make it up. It's unmistakable. So ladies, when you feel that calmness in your heart, when you feel that steady, unwavering peace, whenever he's around, pay attention. That's your soul recognizing his. That's the universe telling you that this is a man who is here for the right reasons, a man whose soul has already made its choice, and a man who will keep choosing you every single day, whether it's convenient or not. Peace, ladies, is the first language of love at the soul level. And once you feel it, you'll never forget it. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's talk about protection. But not the kind you're probably thinking about. I'm not talking about him standing outside your window with a baseball bat. Oh, no, I'm talking about a much deeper, much more meaningful kind of protection. I'm talking about the kind that wraps itself around your heart, your mind, your very spirit. When a man's soul has already chosen you, he becomes your champion, your shield, and your safe place all at once. And I want you to listen carefully, because this is something a lot of people overlook. You see, emotional protection isn't about control. It's about care. It's about knowing when to step in, when to hold back, and when to be there in ways that make you feel supported without smothering you. You see, ladies, life is messy. The world will try to knock you down in ways you can't even predict. People will judge you unfairly. Circumstances will challenge you. And if you're with the wrong person, those challenges feel 10 times worse. Because instead of having a partner, you've got someone who adds to the stress, someone who criticizes you, someone who doubts you. But when a man's soul has chosen you, he doesn't do that. He doesn't contribute to your pain. He doesn't make you question your worth. Instead, he becomes a fortress around you, a place where your heart can rest and your mind can breathe. Think about this for a second. Emotional protection is subtle yet powerful. You notice it in the little things first. It's in the way he listens to you, really listens when you're venting about a tough day. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't minimize your feelings. And he certainly doesn't make it about him. He just hears you. And there's a kind of magic in that, ladies, because most people don't know how to just hear someone. Most people want to jump in, offer solutions, or judge. But him, he just listens. And by listening, he protects your heart. He lets you know without saying a word that your emotions are valid, that your thoughts matter, and that your feelings are safe with him. Then comes the way he defends your dreams. Oh, I love this part. A man whose soul has chosen you doesn't feel threatened by your ambition. He doesn't look at your success and get insecure. He sees your dreams, your goals, and he becomes a supporter, a motivator, a cheerleader. He encourages you to step into your greatness, knowing that your success does take away from him. It adds to the beauty of the connection you share. And ladies, when a man does that, that's not just emotional protection, that's respect at the deepest level. That's a man saying, without EV, and saying it, I see you, I honor you, and I'm here to protect what makes you shine. That kind of love is rare. That kind of man is rare. Now let's talk about how he handles outside negativity. Life is full of people who will try to bring you down. They may gossip, they may criticize, they may even try to hurt you without realizing the damage they're causing. But when a man's soul has chosen you, he doesn't let that negativity reach your heart. He shields you with care, with wisdom, and with boundaries. He doesn't start fights or create drama. He just stands firm, calmly, and lets you know that the only opinions that matter are yours and his. And that, ladies, is a sign of true emotional maturity, a sign that his soul is deeply connected to yours. Because the man who is truly chosen by his soul doesn't just love you in private. He protects your energy, your peace, and your emotional well-being in the public sphere too. And here's something else I want you to understand. Emotional protection also shows up in how he handles conflicts with you. When a man's soul has chosen you, he doesn't lash out. He doesn't try to win. an argument just to prove a point. He approaches disagreements with respect, with patience, and with a mindset of resolution rather than destruction. He knows that your relationship isn't a battlefield, it's a partnership. And in that partnership, he protects your heart by valuing it, by listening, by compromising when necessary, and by ensuring that even in moments of tension, you feel safe, not attacked. That's emotional protection at its finest. Another way this protection manifests is in trust. You see, when a man has chosen you with his soul, he works to build trust, not to break it. He doesn't play games. He doesn't flirt with danger. And he doesn't leave you guessing. He understands that a woman's heart is sacred and that once you've given him a part of it, he has a responsibility to guard it fiercely. And trust me, ladies, there's nothing more reassuring than knowing your man's loyalty and integrity are rooted in something as deep as his soul. That kind of protection allows you to be vulnerable, to open up, to show your truest self without fear of being hurt or abandoned. And let me be clear, this kind of protection doesn't mean he's perfect. He will make mistakes. He will have flaws. But the difference is that his intentions are pure and his commitment to safeguarding your heart is unwavering. He doesn't back down when it matters. He doesn't waver when challenges arise. He's steadfast, reliable, and emotionally present. That's what you want, ladies. That's the key. ND of protection that lasts. The kind that transforms a relationship from something ordinary to something extraordinary, something spiritual, something aligned at the soul level. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to really think about this. Emotional protection is not about controlling you or limiting you. It's about lifting you, supporting you, and standing beside you in ways that make your life better, your heart safer, and your soul lighter. When a man's soul had chosen you, he does all of this naturally without being asked, without being reminded, without putting on a show. It's instinctive. It's real. And when you feel it, you'll know that you are valued, cherished, and honored in the truest sense of the word. And that, ladies, is a love worth recognizing, a love worth holding on to, a love that comes straight from the soul. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's get into something that is almost magical. I'm talking about synchronicity, that rare, almost mystical feeling that everything aligns perfectly when the right person is in your life. You see, when a man's soul has already chosen you, you start noticing things that are beyond coincidence. It's like the universe itself is giving you little nods, little signs, little confirmations that the connection is real. This bond is sacred, and this love is deeper than just attraction or convenience. And I want you to listen carefully, because when you feel this, you cannot ignore it. It's undeniable, unmistakable, and life-changing. Now, synchronicity doesn't mean that everything is perfect. Life is never perfect, and love doesn't come with a guarantee of smooth sailing. But what synchronicity does mean is that the challenges, the conversation, the laughter, and even the silences seem to flow naturally. It's like your lives start dancing in rhythm without anyone needing to choreograph the steps. You finish each other's sentences, you anticipate each other's needs, and you feel understood in ways you've never experienced before. And let me tell you, ladies, when this happens, it's not something you can force. You don't find synchronicity by trying harder or controlling the situation. You feel it because it exists at a level deeper than the surface exists, at the level of the soul. Think about the little moments. You know those moments where a thought pops into your head and then he says the exact same thing 5 minutes later, or the times when you need comfort and he just knows to be there, even before you ask. That, my friends, is synchronicity in action. It's proof that your souls are connected, that they recognize each other, and that they've already made a choice long before your minds could even catch up. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't require constant explanations or reassurances. You just know. You just feel it. It's like a secret language between two hearts, one that no one else can see, but that you feel vibrating through every fiber of your being. Let me tell you, synchronicity shows up in the way your personalities, your dreams, and your energies complement each other. When a man's soul has chosen you, he doesn't clash with you. He harmonizes with you. You'll notice that disagreements aren't battles, they're opportunities for growth. You'll notice that laughter comes naturally and shared joy feels effortless. Even in silence, there's communication, a deep understanding that doesn't require words. It's like your souls are dancing together in a rhythm that's been practiced for lifetimes, and every move feels familiar, comforting, and right. And when that happens, ladies, it's impossible to ignore. You feel it in your chest, in your stomach, in the quiet moments when it's just the two of you. Synchronicity also shows up in your timing. You start realizing that you think alike, that you dream alike, that your priorities align in ways that make life smoother and more meaningful. It's not forced. It's natural. You don't have to bend yourself to fit him, and he doesn't have to bend himself to fit you. Your lives start moving together as if the universe had been quietly setting the stage all along, preparing both of you for this connection. And that, ladies, is rare. Most people spend years trying to make a relationship work because their energies aren't aligned. But when a man's soul has chosen you, it works because it's meant to. It works because your hearts recognize each other. And your souls already said yes, long before the first W. Words were spoken. And let's not forget the spiritual dimension of synchronicity. There's a sense of peace, of rightness, of destiny when your souls align. You feel it when you're together. And sometimes you even feel it when you're apart. It's in the way your mind drifts to him, the way you dream about him, the way you instinctively know that he's thinking of you at the same time. There's a push and pull, a magnetic energy that draws you together, even across distance and challenges. And that energy, ladies, is a sign that the choice has been made at the deepest level. It's a silent affirmation from the universe, from your own heart, and from his soul that you were meant to find each other and that your paths are intertwined. I also want you to pay attention to how synchronicity makes you feel about yourself. When a man's soul has chosen you, you feel seen in ways that go beyond the physical. You feel validated, understood, and valued for who you are at the core. He doesn't just notice the surface things, he notices the patterns of your heart, the rhythms of your mind, and the language of your soul. And when you feel that, you start seeing yourself in a new light. You feel more confident, more inspired, and more ready to embrace life fully. That's the power of synchronicity. It elevates not just the relationship, but the individuals in it, allowing both of you to shine brighter together than you ever could alone. And here's the kicker. Synchronicity isn't something you schedule. It isn't something you manipulate. And it isn't something that fades when the excitement wears off. It's constant, subtle, and undeniable. You'll find that even the small, seemingly mundane moments feel significant when your souls are aligned. Sharing a cup of coffee in the morning, walking in silence, laughing over a private joke, these moments become sacred because they carry the weight of a connection that is deeper than words, deeper than logic, and deeper than time itself. And once you recognize this, once you feel it in your bones, you'll never settle for anything less because you'll know what real alignment feels like. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand this clearly. Synchronicity is the proof, the evidence, the living signature of a man's soul choosing you. It's the alignment that shows up in your conversations, your laughter, your silences, your dreams, and your instincts. When you feel it, trust it, honor it, celebrate it, because it's rare, it's profound, and it's one of the most beautiful signs you'll ever experience in love. And when your soul's disconnected, nothing can break that rhythm. Nothing can shake the foundation that has been quietly, perfectly built. That is the gift of synchronicity. And that is the sign that a man's soul has already chosen you, even if the world hasn't caught up to it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, now I want to talk about something that you can't see, you can't touch, and you can't explain. To anyone else, it's a foe. RC is so powerful that it pulls you towards someone even when logic says you shouldn't. Even when circumstances get in the way. Even when the world seems to be against you. I'm talking about that magnetic, irresistible pull you feel when a man's soul has already chosen you. And I'm not talking about simple attraction. I'm talking about a deep, soul-level gravitational force that draws you together in ways that can't be denied. You know what I'm talking about because you felt it before, even if you didn't have a name for it. You think about him when he's not around. You find yourself smiling for no reason, just thinking about something he said or the way he made you feel. You catch yourself daydreaming about moments you've shared, about laughter, about quiet touches, about the way his eyes look when he's focused on you. And here's the thing, this is an obsession. It isn't anxiety. It isn't uncertainty. It's a pull that feels natural, undeniable, and soothing all at the same time. It's the universe telling you that your souls are connected in a way that goes beyond the everyday, that transcends time, distance, and that speaks to something eternal. When a man's soul has chosen you, this pull isn't just one-sided. He feels it too. That's the beauty of it. You may be in different rooms, different cities, different circumstances, and yet your hearts seem to gravitate toward each other. You'll notice little things. He calls or texts at just the right moment, even when there's in. Oh, practical reason. He seems to know what you need before you say it. There's a rhythm to it, a give and take that feels like a dance that has been choreographed long before either of you arrived on this earth. And ladies, when you feel that kind of pull, you don't fight it. You don't ignore it. You lean into it because it's real. It's proof that something deep and profound has already chosen you, even if your mind is still catching up. This pull also manifests in the way you prioritize each other without forcing it. When a man's soul has chosen you, it's like gravity. You don't have to convince it. You don't have to manipulate it, and you don't have to overthink it. It just happens naturally. You want to be near each other. You want to talk to each other. You want to share your dreams, your fears, your silly jokes, your quiet moments, and there's no pressure, no desperation, just a natural, irresistible desire to connect that feels completely authentic and completely freeing. That, ladies, is the mark of a connection that has been chosen by the soul. I want you to think about the times you felt this pull most strongly. Maybe it's when he does something small that touches your heart, a text that makes you laugh, a compliment that feels sincere, a gesture of kindness that reminds you he's paying attention. Or maybe it's in the way he looks at you, the way his presence alone may. Your heart beat faster and slower at the same time, all in the same moment. That's the magnetic energy I'm talking about. It's not loud. It doesn't scream for attention, but it's powerful enough to change the way you feel about everything else in your life. It's a force that draws you closer to each other, even when life gets busy, even when there are distractions, even when the world says you shouldn't. And here's something important to understand. This pull isn't just about romance or passion. It's about alignment. It's about destiny. It's about recognizing a connection that's rare and extraordinary. When your souls are aligned, when his soul has chosen you, that magnetic energy guides you to each other in moments when you least expect it, in ways that seem almost miraculous. You feel compelled to talk to him, to spend time with him, to invest your energy in him and in the relationship, because it feels right on every level. And the more you honor that pull, the stronger it becomes until it's unmistakable, undeniable, and undeniable. Evidence that your souls have already made the choice. This pull also teaches patience. It's not about rush. ING. It's not about forcing a connection, and it's not about chasing something that isn't ready. It's about recognizing that some forces in life are bigger than you, bigger than timing, bigger than circumstance. And when a man's soul has chosen you, that pull is patient, steady, and unwavering. It doesn't fade when challenges arise. It doesn't diminish when you're apart. Instead, it continues to pull you together, drawing your hearts closer even through distance, even through life's obstacles. It's constant, quiet, and persistent, like the tide returning to the shore over and over again. And here's the thing that makes this pull truly remarkable. It changes the way you see love. You start understanding that love isn't just about excitement. It is just about passion. It isn't just about butterflies in your stomach. Real love, the kind that is chosen at the soul level, is about connection, about recognition, about a force that is undeniable and unshakable. When you feel this pull, you understand that you found someone whose heart is tuned to yours, whose soul sees yours, and whose presence completes a piece of you that you didn't even realize was missing. Ladies and gentlemen, this magnetic, irresistible pull is a sign. It's a deep, spiritual signal that his soul has already made the choice, that he's committed in ways that go beyond words, beyond actions, beyond everything superficial. And when you feel it, you honor it. You don't fight it. You don't question it, endo. Esli, you embrace it because it's a rare and precious gift. It's the kind of connection that changes you, elevates you, and shows you what love can truly feel like when it comes from the soul, not just the heart.